Saturday morning, we kick off the Experts program, and our resident tech expert, Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us on Power Talk. Luis, how are you doing today?
I am doing great, my friend. How are you?
I'm well, and you've got some big plans this weekend, getting ready for Monday, April Fool's Day. Any great tricks you want to pick on anybody? Or
I need to think about this one because around our office, April Fool's is a very fun day. We like to kind of spoof each other quite a bit.
Maybe do something like get some Loctite and put it on a quarter and then glue it to the floor. See how many people try and pick it up. That's an old trick. It's been around for a while. But anyway, that's one to do. And I'm sure there are other ones. You could probably go online and find great April Fool's pranks to pull on people. Come up with some really good stuff. As long as it doesn't land you in HR.
Yeah, HR or in jail, one or the other. So.
Right. Hey, we got a bunch of things to talk about today. First off, cybersecurity is always a topic that we have to deal with. And the latest is out of Newsbreak from the U.S. Sun is a warning to self-checkout shoppers at Walmart and Target stores and other self-checkouts that they are being now targeted by a new Bluetooth scam where Bluetooth is used to steal the info off your credit card. And apparently the Romanian mafia is involved in this. They've implemented card skimming at self-checkout machines at major retailers in hopes of stealing users' personal information while they're shopping. So once again, it's something that you have to watch out for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, even though it is a Romanian mob that's doing this, they're doing it in California. Right. So this isn't something that's happening overseas. And essentially what they're doing is they go into these self-checkout counters and they replace some of the credit card skimmers, the ones that you use when you're checking out from a self-checkout, with a skimmer. The same thing, we've talked about these in the past. There's these devices that look just like legit credit card scanners, but they put them on, they've been known to put them on gas dispensers, for example,
gas
like
pumps,
gas stations.
Right. Mm-hmm. Point of sale.
Pumps, yeah. And other point of sale systems. So what they do is they put these skimmers on there, and then here's the tricky part: is these skimmers are connected by Bluetooth to people that are standing just outside the exit in these stores, so close enough to the device that the Bluetooth is connected. And when you scan the card, they get that information sent to them instantly to a computer that is attached to the skimmer via Bluetooth. So they don't have to retrieve the skimmer. They don't have to do anything except watch people scan these cards over and over again, because they try one card. Of course, it's not going to work to check out because the skimmer isn't attached to the point of sale system. So then they try another one, and now these guys have 3 credit cards and credit card numbers that they can right away start using to, especially if you're using a debit card, because now they not only get your card number, but they get the code that you use. So it's been really, really a problem in places in California. And even though cops are cracking down, just be aware that when you are at one of these self-checkout lines, even though they're inside the store, they can still be compromised.
And I guess the other thing you have to watch out is that these folks that have the Bluetooth devices outside that are stealing the information oftentimes are panhandling out there. They might have like a cardboard sign, "Please help," and they're there not only taking a cash contribution from you, but they're wiping out whatever's on your debit card or anything like that. So I was just noticing recently that at the Walmart stores here, and they're doing this nationwide, they've essentially shut down all of the self-checkout counters except for people who are members of their Spark Club, which is something that you sign up and pay for. And so they've got them cordoned off, and there's a staffer standing there. And then when you identify yourself as that, and you have like a card or something that allows you, or maybe it's something they scan, it says, okay, you can use self-checkout. Everybody else has to go to the check stand and queue up and get in line again in order to buy their stuff. But I'm wondering if the move towards doing this is a way on cutting down on the installation of skimmers on self-checkouts, because so many of these stores, a lot of them are open 24 hours a day, or they're open till midnight, and late at night there aren't a lot of staffers on hand. Generally, there might not be somebody watching what's going on at the self-checkout, and so somebody could sneak in there and just act like they're buying something, and they're actually installing a skimmer on one of the credit card readers. And I think that's how they do it, is they're done during the hours when the store isn't very very busy. It's a mystery to me as to why every store doesn't install the tap and pay system at the point of sale, because that's one of the best ways for the customer and the store to protect themselves from fraudulent transactions, is to never stick your card in the machine. You just take it out and you tap it and put it back in your wallet, and then you're done.
Yep, exactly. It's important that you protect yourself. Also, just stay aware of what you're doing and keep your eyes open and be careful.
Okay, let's move on to the next couple of topics that we have. And the first one is Google's Circle to Search feature is soon going to handle language translation. Now, how is this different from the Google Translate that we've had on our browsers for a long time?
So this is a really cool feature that is available on Google Pixel phones. Some, not all, but soon will be available to more. It's also available on Samsung's S24 phones, but soon to be available on their older S23 phones. So in essence, what you can do is if you see some text, let's say you're looking at a website and you're looking at something on a website or a document that you have, you can circle it with your finger, just like, draw a circle around it and then translate that immediately. So rather than having to use a highlight or, cut and paste into a translator, you can just use a circle to search feature to translate immediately. Circle to search is also available to search for things. So for example, let's say you're out and about and you see a picture of you see a plant, you can take a picture of it, then draw a circle around it and search online for that image. And it will tell you basically, hey, this is this kind of plant. This is where it grows. This is what it is. And gives you all the information about that plant or the bird or whatever it is that you circled on your screen. So it's a much faster way of searching where you don't have to type in things or input things. It's just you see something, take a picture of it, put a circle around it, and poof, you can search for it.
Well, that sounds really great. And the next thing we want to talk about is that Samsung is going to roll out some AI features to the Galaxy S23 and foldable models with one big surprise. This is should be coming here in early April. It's going to include that circle to search, but what else will it have too?
Oh man, it's going to have a lot of fun things. And one of the things is Chat Assist, which makes it much easier to chat so that we're used to autocorrect. Well, this is kind of autocorrect on steroids.
Oh boy.
So it can do things like you got let's say a string of conversation ongoing and you just want to respond to that string and recap, summarize what everybody has said. You can just say, summarize this text string and it'll do it for you. So it's pretty powerful. It has an interpreter feature, which I am really excited about. For those of us that are Star Trek fans, you remember the Universal Translator,
yes,
where Kirk would hold up this thing and he'd talk into it in English and the aliens would slither and spit at him and then it would translate it into English. That's what this is going to be able to do. And it's going to have several dozen languages initially and eventually several hundred languages where you can, essentially have a conversation with somebody. Let's say you're in Japan and you want to communicate with somebody who doesn't speak English. You can speak into your phone in English. It will translate into Japanese. So it'll speak Japanese to the other person and then that person can respond and then it'll translate it to English for you. So it becomes a really powerful translation tool when you're traveling or when you're just out and about and meet somebody that you want to try to communicate with.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess the downside for if you're an interpreter, if that's your job,
yeah,
a lot of interpreters will end up out of work.
Yeah, we always say that, or we've been saying for a while now that AI is one of those things that is going to put a few people out of work if they don't update their skills and find new ways to be productive.
All righty, that's Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today online, alvareztg.com, @AlvarezTG. That is the X handle. And Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-Team. That's 866-784-8326.
And by the way, looking ahead to Monday, and it being April Fool's Day, Apple iPhone users, we've got a big alert for you on the Monday program. You want to give folks a sneak peek of that?
Yep. If you've been getting password resets on your phone and you're wondering where they're coming from, tune in on Monday. It is not an April Fool's joke. It's for real. Yeah. We'll tell you all about it.
Right. And what we can tell you between now and then is if you do get those password resets, don't do it. We will tell you why Monday morning starting at 8:30. Luis, thanks so much. Have a great weekend. We'll chat again soon.
Take care, my friend.